Hello everybody, I'm Sneaksy Gamer and welcome back to Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. And in the last episode, I explored the jail a bit. I want to go out this way and check something out real quick. I remember reading one time that you can get some of the lowest level runes out of these houses in the chests out here. So, was there another one out there? Yeah, there is. That one I can get to with the waypoint though. So I just want to check that real quick. I might do that at the beginning of each episode until I'm done with Act 1. Just because I could use some runes. I like the runes and they are very useful. Apparently there's no chest in this one, so I can't get runes from that one. But yeah, some of the houses out there I guess can have runes in them. I'm sure the ones out in these other areas can too, but the place I read was out there in the first area. So, because I have to go back through these levels, everything's alive again. But I don't need to clear the entire level this time. I just need to get to the next level, is all. Which isn't that far, it's right over here. Right up. Oh, it's a little farther than I thought it was, but still, it's not too far away. It's not that far. This might have been a bad idea. Oh, you're not that bad. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. You know what, let's just head down. Level 2. Hopefully I can make it through level 2 and into the next place, or level 3 I mean, and into the next place so I get the next waypoint in this episode. I can tell it's getting to be winter time here. Not quite yet, but it's getting there. Temperatures are dropping. And my room is getting cold again. My room gets very cold in the winter. There's a spot in my wall that doesn't have... The insulation wasn't put in, or not that it wasn't put in properly, it's this real old stuff, and it settles. Like over time it just sinks down to the bottom of the wall, and then you don't have insulation up half of your wall. And yeah, basically there's one spot in my room where it just cold air gets in all the time. And it's not fun, because that makes it very cold in the winter. That makes it very cold in the winter, not just a little bit cold. Because I live in northern Minnesota, and we get some pretty cold temperatures here. Like temperatures that are below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and basically most of our winter is usually below freezing. And a lot of it is many times in the negatives, which is again not pleasant. Okay, I didn't open that and see that I finished that quest in the last episode, I guess. I mean, it's not like it's always that cold in the winter, but the last few years it seems like it's been worse than normal. And you know what's crazy? The other day we were at, like, I want to say it was up at like 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and now tomorrow we're supposed to get a high of 35 degrees Fahrenheit and snow. It's like, yeah, that's a bit going from 70 down to like 35 is quite a change. You'd think I'd be used to the cold having lived here all my life, but at least for me, it's not really something I can get used to. I mean, hell, I see people out there when it's like 10 below and they're in shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm just like, how can you do that? I would die if I did that. But I guess some people can handle it, but not me. Might have something to do with the fact that I don't go out in it much either, though, so I'm not exposed to it that much, so I don't really have a chance to get used to it, I guess. And I'm rambling. Yeah. What made me bring it up is my fingers are just freezing right now, and it's not that cold even. Yeah, I'm thinking I've probably got some poor circulation in my hands, because my fingers get not really freezing, but they get very cold very, very easily. but that could be related to my diabetes as well, because I haven't exactly taken proper care of it my whole life like I should, and I'm starting to get better at it, but I've still got a lot of work to do with it. And
I am overburdened.
And I take full responsibility for that. That is on me. I've just always had trouble with it, and it's starting to catch up to me, and that scares me.
Good day.
And I probably shouldn't really be talking about it right now. Sorry. That's something that kind of bothers me here and there. Just kind of, it's in my mind and kind of really gets to me. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to switch to that. The thing about these is they've got lower durability than most stuff, I think. Yeah. See, 43 of 60 for this mace. Spiked club, 19 of 19, so that's not that bad. But what I've got now has 32 durability, and this goes down to 20. But it's also got a fast attack speed versus a slow attack speed, and
Not in town.
okay, I can't do it in town. Never mind. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth changing. Why did I? It'll be worth switching over to that. It will definitely be worth switching over to that. Now, I'm going to show you why I pick up wands and scepters and stuff like that, and staves. Granted, you don't ever get this much for them, but look at that, 44,900 gold for a wand. 42,337. That one only about 5,000. That one, because it's got nothing, it's worth not much, but 12,000. I mean, these are why I pick those up, because you can find ones that are worth quite a bit of gold. And the same with the staves. I mean, I've seen staves beginning of the game that are worth like 400,000 gold. And it's like, how? How would anybody have that much gold? Like this, 232,344 gold. That's just crazy. But I mean, you don't see other items worth that much gold. So that's why I pick these things up. That's why I pick up the items like that. Because they have a very high, or not very high, but they have a much higher chance of being worth a lot of gold than other things do.
Greetings.
Okay, now let me check something real quick. I'm level 17, and I need to be 18 to wear that. Okay, and I'm almost to level 18s. So let's head back out here and level up. But yeah, this is much faster than that other thing was, isn't it? And I think the other one did just a hair more damage, but I mean, when I'm attacking so much faster, plus it had a lot of other properties on this one too. When I'm attacking so much faster, that makes up for the slightly less damage. And this might actually be doing more because it might have... Yeah, it's got 1 to 3 fire damage. So it does do just a little bit more damage than the other one did, because the other one was just, what, 9 to 17. This is 5 to 17 with 1 to 3 fire damage. So I think that would actually make it more like... The max damage would be closer to, like, closer to 20 rather than 19. And then the skills on top of it change the damage, so I think I'm just kind of guessing with that. I don't know how the math works or anything, but yeah, 16 to 48. I'm pretty sure the other one wasn't giving me that much damage. Or not quite that much anyway. But yeah, this is definitely attacking faster, and I like that, because that other thing was just slow. And while it was doing decent damage, I'd much prefer a faster weapon. So that just leads back out here. I'm happy that I found that sword. That's helping a little bit here. That will make it a little bit easier on me. That might be worth something, I don't know. Not so sure on the druid things. Not sure which skills give more gold on those ones. I mean, of course, all skills, any skill on it will give you more gold than the item's base value, but I don't know which ones were the real valuable ones for druids. Yeah, in fact, I mentioned elite or exceptional and elite items in one of the episodes, and the elite version of a crystal sword is a phase blade, and I believe it has the fastest natural attack speed of any of the weapons in the game. And that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're in level 3, and then it opens up to the inner cloister, which then leads me into the catacombs, which are the last area here in this act. And there's 4 levels in the catacombs, so I'm not that far from the end of Act 1. Got another hidden door there. This one's a little easier to spot because you can see stuff in this room behind it, so you know there's a way to get in here. Nope, no skills on it, so that's not going to be worth keeping. I've spent way too many hours in this game. These might be enough to level me up, I doubt it though. Oh boy. Not if I die, they won't be. Sweet. Refilled my belt. Ah, they weren't quite enough. That's 1 to 4 lightning damage. Nice. And yeah, your damage numbers change color depending on what kind of damage you deal. They're just white if it's normal, just plain damage, but elemental damages change the color of your damage numbers, which is kind of neat. They'll be blue when it's cold damage, yellow when you've got lightning damage, red when it's fire damage, and green when it's poison damage. I'm not sure what priority the colors take when you've got multiple, but apparently it might be just the most recent one to be added. I don't know. Like if you already had fire damage and then you add cold damage, it might just turn the numbers blue because that was the most recent change. I'm gonna say that's probably the case, is that they do it like that, that it does it that way, but I don't know. So close to leveling up. So close. I mean, I'm gonna get there. I just want to now. I want to level up now. Oh boy. Sweet. Ah, yes. Iron Skin improves defense rating. Yes, please. That's passive, so I don't even have to equip that skill. That just automatically works. I don't remember what the cap on that skill was, though. Because all of your skills have a cap on their effect. Most of them cap around 20, I think, for the around level 20, but some of them will stop gaining. Like, some things give you more than one thing for them, like bash gives you attack and damage. So the attack percentage might cap after like 5-6 levels, where the damage might keep going until you're 220 levels. I don't know what the caps are on that. I'm just saying some of them will still continue. One part will cap, but the rest will still give you bonuses, like the skill Zeal for the Paladin. Up until level 4, you continue to gain another hit with it. But once you hit level 4, you have the maximum 5 hits. But if you keep giving it more skill points, your damage and stuff will increase with it. So it's... apparently at some point, like when the game first came out, there was no cap on the number of hits. And... and I can see that being a big problem, because Zeal is... you can't interrupt it. So you would literally, like, be up to 10 hits with it, and you'd have to sit there and wait for those 10 hits before you could do anything. Like, you couldn't run away or anything. It's kinda... so yeah, I can kinda see why that would be a problem. But now they've got it capped to 5 hits with Zeal maximum. But the damage and other stuff still increases with it. But yeah, that's what the Paladin that I've got. I'm building a Zealot, which is a Paladin that uses Zeal. And it is actually... it's a kind of a cookie cutter build, something a lot of people use. But my first ever Paladin that I completed all 3 difficulties of the game with, I didn't have a build when I was trying to make it. I just kind of went with stuff that I liked, and I ended up kind of just defaulting to using Zeal because it seemed to be such a good skill. Because it, with the 5 hits that it uses, that it lands, or not necessarily lands, but with its 5 hits, it can hit multiple enemies. So while you're in a group, you can hit, like, if you're surrounded, you can hit 5 enemies with it, with one attack. But then again, you're not doing the full damage to all 5 of them, where if you're fighting one enemy and you get 5 hits on one enemy, of course, you're going to be doing more damage. But Zeal just seemed like a good skill, and I believe it increases your attack speed by some amount with each skill level added to it as well. I mean, up until the cap. But so I just kind of, I ended up making a build with that Paladin that, without even knowing about it, that was very similar to a zealot, and I really liked that paladin, but I don't have that one anymore, and I decided I was going to start another one, and this time I was going to actually go for that build. And I'm liking it quite a bit. I mean, I don't have the equipment I need for it. I'm still trying to find a lot of the equipment I need. That's one thing about Diablo 2. It is much harder to find equipment, like specific items, than it is in Diablo 3. Like, where in Diablo 3, you can go to Kadala and spend blood shards. You can use the cube to upgrade items. But in this one, you've got gambling with the merchant or relying on drops, and it's just much more difficult to find the set items that you want than it is in Diablo 3. So creating something specific like I'm trying to do with that one takes a lot longer. Oh, and there is a level cap in Diablo 2. In this one, I believe the level cap is 100. I believe it was 100. I've never got a character up to 100, but I've got one to 94. But at that point, it was taking so much to level up that I just kind of lost interest in it at that point. But yeah, I don't even want to know how many hours I've spent in this game. Okay, that leads to the other area. And I believe I still had a small little thing up here to check out in here. And then did I go in there? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, well then let's head up to the outer cloister, and in the next episode I'll start on the catacombs. Can't wait until I get into Act 2. You get the Herodric Cube in there, which you can use to combine gems and other stuff. And you can also... What I like to do with it is I put it into my inventory. It takes up 4 spaces, and it's got 12 spaces in it. So you basically gain 8 inventory squares, and it helps a bit.
Good day.
I'm just going to sell that one. Wow. Let's see if I can find anything good. Oh yeah, I gotta put that helmet on. I don't need that level 2 bash on it, but... Ooh. Yeah, stuff like that takes a lot to a lot to repair well, yeah, it's repairing, but it's recharging it. It takes quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find a long sword from him. Yeah, right here. That's the type of sword that the sword for this set is. Breastplate. Can't afford that right now. Armor is always very expensive compared to weapons. Armor is usually quite a bit more expensive. Come on. I know I'm not going to get the sword from gambling for it, but I'd still like to try. Apparently, he doesn't have any more of them. It gets so frustrating when he doesn't have the item you're looking for. I wonder, I can't remember, do I have to use two hands with a barbarian for a battle axe? I believe they were still two-handed for them. Jesus Christ. Come on, Gheed, you've got to have another one. Yeah, this is the guy that Kadala in Diablo 3 says was her father. And I can see that they are related. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. This is just crazy. Usually I would have found one by now, I think. But it is completely chance on this. Like, it's completely randomly generated, I believe. And then, of course, when one does come up, its properties, or what item it is randomly generated as well. So, not only do I have to hope that the item comes up, but I also have to hope that the right version of that item comes up. So yeah, the odds are pretty slim of getting that sword out of gambling, but it is possible. I've done it before. Oh, this is so irritating. Then there's been times I've been so pissed at myself when I do this, that I've been looking for a particular item like I am now, and it shows up and it doesn't click that I see the item that I'm looking for in there until I've already closed his inventory, and then it's lost. Like, I'll see the long sword here, and I've gotten so many times that it wasn't there that I just close it before I even realize it's there. And then I know that it kind of registers after I've closed it that I just fucked up. Yeah, there's plenty of times where I'll sit here for a good 10-15 minutes trying to find an item. Usually I'll end up just giving up on it, or I'll think of something else that I want to look for and end up buying something else. I suppose I could go for the gloves of the set too. Those would actually be nice for the boss in this act. Come on, Gheed. Man. This guy sucks. There's somebody you can gamble with in each act. And they all suck just as much. Nope. Damn. Well, that's it for this episode, so thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.